Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Music Podcast. Thank you so much to my return visitors and subscribers. I so appreciate you. It gives me great opportunities to bring legends like Dave Mason to you. Mr. Dave Mason, I have with me today. Dave is widely known for his time as a member of the legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame act Traffic. He has also had a successful solo career of more than 50 years now. Hits like Only You Know and I Know, and We Just Disagree, staples in the canvas of our society. Dave has also recorded with some of the biggest, most iconic names in music history: Jimi Hendrix, Michael Jackson, the Rolling Stones. It goes on and on and on. Dave recently released his autobiography, aptly titled Only You Know and I Know, and it is just a wonderful, wonderful, warm read. He has also just released a 21st record. It's called A Shade of Blues, and it is just incredible. So many wonderful guests like Joe Bonamassa, Mike Finnegan, Michael McDonald, so many great people on that record. Dave, it is so great to have you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Uh, it is crazy how busy you are. Uh, it's you just had let's start there. You had heart valve replacement surgery at the end of the year last year. How you feeling? You feeling the effects of that?
I had that, and that was fine. And then I had a procedure on my vocal cord in was it January when?
Okay.
Yeah, January. Procedure on my vocal cord in January, but that and where I contracted blood poisoning. So
Ooh,
I'm getting over been which severely kicked me in the ass.
yeah.
So I'm pretty much getting over that and probably will be spending the rest of the year rehabilitating from that.
Okay. Well, good for you, and we're glad to hear you. I'm going to miss you out on the road. We're so used to you. You're the ultimate road dog, uh, but it's good to see you taking care of yourself. Putting yourself first. That's great. You have a new collaboration on this record. I'm listening to the record, A Shade of Blues. Uh,
Mm.
just a wonderful, wonderful record. And Joe Bonamassa. It's been on the show a couple times. Love Joe. He's such a great guy to talk to. And I can imagine it's got to be great to play with him. Kind of that child prodigy. He's got that magic. So, you sat down with Hendrix back in the day and recorded with Hendrix, of course. He had a magic, didn't he? He's not only a great guitar player. There's a magic there that very few have. Did you feel that with Joe? I feel that in his music. He's just that.
Joe's yeah, he's just a great player.
Yeah.
Great player, great and pretty good. So he's not too bad with singing either. So
Hmm.
yeah, he's something.
Yeah, yeah, and it's great what you do. You do Dear Mr. Fantasy and Low Spark of High Heel Boys with him, and they're very different. It's a different arrangement. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. It's really cool. How did you come to choose those? Did Joe want to do those? Did you guys choose it together? How did that work out?
No, I mean fantasy. I recorded fantasy. The track I cut 15 years ago.
Okay.
This whole album was came together over a, a span of years, basically.
Okay.
So that I cut that like about 15 years ago. Use It or Lose It,
Mhm.
which it was Joe's on, which is a new song. Um, I cut around the same time.
Yeah.
Um, Low Sparks more recent, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it's from a live show.
Yeah.
And then I overdubbed Joe into the track. I thought it'd be a
Yeah.
cool song to do with him.
Yeah.
Um, so that's basically how those three songs came together.
Yeah, and they're just great. I mean, we all love
Cool.
those songs, of course. But
Cool.
the arrangement is it's so different, and it's like hearing it brand new again. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah, great.
Mike Finnegan on the record, of course, right? You got Michael McDonald on the record, which was really,
Michael's
really
on
cool.
there singing on a new song, just you and me.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
It is Jade Hendrix, a name I wasn't familiar with before. L.A. singer, great on the track.
Oh,
Uh,
Jade, yes, she was
yeah,
when I lived in Ojai. Uh, she was living there. Again, that was a track cut. That's a number of years ago that I cut. A lot of the stuff was cut quite a few years ago. Other than it's just you and me. That the closest thing to what I would call blues, i.e., that version of "Dust My Blues,"
hmm
which is basically a little jam we did in between recording a session. Um, so a lot of the stuff was pieced together over a period of time.
yeah, yeah, and it's a wonderful record. It's just there's so many things, peaks and valleys to it. It's got a great flow to it. Um,
Cool.
Uh, One of the, I think probably the highlight of the record for me is a song called El Toro. It's with
Uh,
Warren Hill, just a tremendous saxophonist. I always loved his sound, but has got a Spanish flavor and it's got so much passion to it, and but it's got a blues groove. Really, really cool. Did you have you known Warren Hill to do this track with him?
but not really. I didn't know him. Again, that's a track that was cut a while back,
Mhm.
um, and it was basically all just guitar. Um, but I had an opportunity to put Warren on it,
Yeah,
uh, give it a little more flavor and a little more color.
yeah.
So yeah, and it worked out really well.
That's beautiful. It is a tremendous track. I can't stop listening to that one. I get to it and I go back, I hit it, rewind, and play it over again. It just can't get enough of it. Your songwriting process. You've been doing this a very long time, and you've been writing and writing these wonderful songs that you've given us. Has your writing process changed over the years, or do you still do it the same way you've always done it?
Um, yeah, I mean, it comes and it goes. I mean, I'm not that prolific. I don't mean a lot of, it depends. Sometimes, I mean, I'll just have a catchphrase. Um, somebody will say something, or I'll come, or something will come up, and I'll go, "Oh, that might make a good song."
Mhm.
Um, so it depends on how it evolves. I'm not a disciplined songwriter. I don't just sit down and just try to write. They just happen when they happen. Go through long periods. I can go through years without writing anything.
Yeah. Has it always been like that for you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just I just don't have any basic discipline for it.
Yeah. Well,
Something either pops out or it doesn't.
yeah. Well, when it does pop out, it's pretty magical. It's great. So that's, it's quality, not quantity. So now tell me a little bit about the book. Toughest part to write for this book. Like I say, this was a warm blanket. I sat down on my couch, I opened up the book, and I had Dave Mason next to me, telling me stories, and it was absolutely wonderful. There's so much to tell, and you're so open and poignant and candid with everything. And I know anybody who knows anything about you knows you're a pretty private person usually. So this had to be a bit difficult, maybe, to open up like you did and tell these stories and share yourself. Was that difficult for you?
Um, Not really. Once to got going, I mean, I really decided that that's how I was going to write it. If I was going to do this, and mostly it just came. I mean, doing the book basically was just the um, just I basically got badgered into it. and and then Chris Epting, the co-author of the book,
Hmm.
stepped forward and wanted to do this. Um, which without him, it wouldn't have gotten done. I mean, I never kept a diary. I don't really have a great, my memory is like a sieve.
Yeah,
And so without him being able to, times, places, and certain events that happen in some sort of chronological order, I would never have been able to piece it together.
yeah,
So a lot of the writing, I mean, he did a lot of the research on this,
yeah,
and then he would sort of write something, and then I would basically go over it and then rewrite it the way I would say it. I guess
yeah.
is basically how we did the book.
And it works. It's like I
So,
say, it
oh,
was
good.
yeah, it was like having you there reading to me. So it was
Oh,
really
thanks.
wonderful. Really wonderful. And did you I learned so much about you. One was, when you did the Hellions album produced by Kim Fowley. Now Kim Fowley I know from the Runaways. That was one of the first records I ever listened to. Very
Okay.
eccentric guy, so it
Oh,
was.
yeah, very much.
Yeah, yeah. So that I've learned those little things about you that I didn't know. Did you learn anything about yourself? Looking in introspectively to do this. Was there something that you said afterwards, like, hey,
No, I mean, not really. I mean, it's just, at the end, it was just really piecing together a process of things that I'd already gone through for over,
mhm,
70 years. So it was
yeah,
just, basically, there was nothing really in there that was like, mm, I guess, just, um, you know, huge catharsis was not a part of it for me. I mean, once I got into it and started doing it, it was like Chris, like I say, Chris would go through something and I would go, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I remember now. I remember that part. Okay, yeah,
uh,
yeah. Oh yeah, this happened and this happened and this happened. So
yeah, it's great. That's
once he
great.
sort of got me jolted and prodded, and it, things would start to pour, and then I go, oh, but wait, wait, we need to go back and rewrite something here. I just remembered
Yeah, that's awesome.
that happened.
Uh,
So, you know,
really great because you've seen so much and done so much and there's a couple things that I had questions about in the book. You go over joining Fleetwood Mac and recording Time. It was really a great lineup that just kind of got stumbled over in so many ways, unfortunately. But you mentioned Christine McVie didn't want to play on didn't want you to play on any of her songs.
no.
Yeah, do you know why? It was just, yeah, I read that and I said, "What? You have Dave Mason in the studio. How would you not utilize that?" That's crazy.
Well,
Uh,
the whole thing was pretty much pieced together piecemeal. I mean, she didn't want to go. She wasn't going on the road with us anyway.
yeah,
So it was a sort of, yeah, it was sort of, um, it was a sort of Fleetwood Mac. It was like a Fleetwood Mac lookalike band, basically, by the time
yeah,
we got, and the album was just pieced together. She had her guitar player that she'd been using, I guess, and wanted to use. So, I was
yeah.
just like, whatever.
Yeah, I get it, I guess. You talk about spending time with George Harrison, of course, and such an important part of that album, especially, and his career too. But he gives you his sitar. You record Paper Sun, Hole in My Shoe with that sitar. Do you still have that sitar?
Well, I didn't, not that particular sitar. It was
Okay.
um, uh, he gave me one when I first started. It was um, like this is like the difference between a really high end guitar and a low end guitar. So it was something that he'd gotten early on in terms of just beginning.
Okay.
So it was like, here, just take this and mess
But
around on it. And then they gave me the address in in India where to send for a more say professional model,
right.
which I did, and then that's what I used on Hole in My Shoe and Paper Sun, and
Fantastic, fantastic. I
yeah.
loved I love that flavoring that you brought to the Traffic music. Just so important to it.
There was a lot of, yeah, it was a lot of we had a lot of influences,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Um, uh, Unfortunately, a lot of my stuff was what eventually broke it up.
yeah,
Uh, but that's the way that goes.
yeah.
Um, Hole in My Shoe was basically just a little fantasy record song that first song I ever wrote was their biggest hit. Um, and it was basically a studio record, very hard to reproduce live back then.
Right.
Um, and actually, just in the process of resurrecting it as a children's book.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Uh,
So
special, special. Do you have it? Is it done? You're doing it
not
now?
done yet.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just getting the illustrations done, which I think are finished. And then I'm re-recording Hole in My Shoe to go along with the book.
Ah, that's so special. That is
So
fantastic.
it's,
I can't wait. That's really neat. Um, there's a picture. You end the book with a picture of you and Steve and Winifred, I believe, in the picture as well. You went to see him in 2017. That's always those are that's always the question you get. It's always about getting together and doing traffic stuff with Steve. Um, but when you were going over some of those moments to include in the book, did you ever, and you hadn't talked to him since you saw him in 2017 in that picture. Uh, did you ever
I had
consider?
seen him at 204 in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right, right. And then you go see him in 17 and it's a nice meeting from what you've written in the book. Did you ever consider contacting him when you were doing the book?
No,
No. Yeah. And you haven't talked to him since.
no, I think my wife may have tried, um, but she was always, you know, it's going to happen. You're going to get back together. It's going to not always be. It's never going to happen.
Right.
Trust me. And I mean, that's why I start the book out the way it,
No.
it is, and it's been like that ever since. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And I wish, and this is just my personal, I wish for a friendship, not so much for the music even. I'd like to see a nice friendship, as you're getting older to have a bond again and have a friendship. I think that would be,
that would have been nice, but
yeah,
that's not going to happen with him.
yeah, yeah,
It's not, it's his call, and he's not going to let it happen.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I,
Unfortunate, but,
I've let it go.
yeah, yeah. Is there a piece of music that you've done over the years, one that sits closest to your heart that is really that you're most proud of?
Well, I'm proud of all of it,
Good. Good
basically.
for you.
Um, I guess what resonates the most is feeling all right. I mean, it's been
Wow.
covered by so many artists, and every bar band has played it and still plays it.
Yeah. And we all love it every single time.
So the song goes on, and it's been covered by about 60 or 70 major artists. So it just it just goes on and on.
It's so cool. And we never get tired of it. It's great. You say in the book you never want to be that guy that says, I wish I had. Um, you turn
Oh,
79, right? You've led a life and career that only a few have ever had. Is there anything else that that you want to do that a bucket list item, so to speak, so you won't say, I wish I had?
Uh, I don't know. I'm kind of just, I don't know. I'm pretty much covered the field.
Good for you. I love that.
You know, um, uh, oh, well, yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to finish up taking the rest of this year off.
Yeah.
And I doubt whether I'll go out. Um, just I need to get my health back together. I mean, I couldn't
Yes.
right now. Like I don't have after this sickness, I don't have it in me to stand on the stage for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm hoping will be fine for I'll have a couple more next year and maybe a couple of years after that. I
Yeah.
think would be good. And then I think it'd be time for me just to go to the rocking chair, and
Good for you. Good for you. Deserve it, my
that'll be the only rock and roll I'll be doing.
you you deserve it. Absolutely. You've given us so much over the years, and we so appreciate you. Um, is there a piece of advice that you got throughout that career? You know, you've been with all those iconic artists, and that, you know, the longevity of all of those people has been great. Has there been a piece of advice that you've gotten from anyone that has stuck with you throughout your career, helped you through some of the tougher times?
I think the most advice I got was basically from my parents.
Mm,
What got me through. I'm in a business that's nuts. There are no rules in this business. There's no safety net.
yeah,
That's a wing of, you're out there, it's a wing and a prayer.
yeah,
So
that,
I just have to be thankful for the way I was brought up.
yeah. That's so great to hear. You know, not everybody has that, so really, that's special. Very nice. And you had your mother with you for a lot of your career, which
I
was
did. She came
re-
on the road.
and it was, you know, it's very poignant in the book. Wonderful pictures to honor her and dedicated to her. You know, like I say, this book is so warm, and it's so family, and it's a friendly book, and I really appreciated that. That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah. The key to your longevity, you've taken care of yourself. You're like you're about to.
Well, sort of.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know, there's always that, you know. uh, but you know, you're out on the road all the time. You've lived your whole life on the road, really.
Yeah.
Um, it's just crazy when I think about it. You know, I know it's not easy. It's not easy for the 20, 30 somethings to do it. You know, as you get older, it gets a little more difficult, I would say. Um,
Yeah.
is the body in motion stays in motion? Is that the key to the whole thing?
I guess. I mean, I mean, I just, I like playing.
Mhm.
Um, and part of it for the last, I mean, basically for the last 20 years, the bottom line about it all is really live is all there is left.
Yeah,
Nobody's buying records anymore.
right,
Everybody's just stealing it, or
right.
as they like politely call streaming.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it's just become for all artists, it's become it's the only thing really left is playing live.
yeah,
So part of it is that's what I've been doing, and that's what I've been doing since I was 16. So
yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I had Todd Rundgren on yesterday, and he's very much the same. You know, he's into
you know
his
what it's
70s.
all
Yeah,
artists are just we want to make records, we've got new stuff, but it's a waste of time.
yeah,
We making it. There's
yeah.
no, there's everybody forgets that terrestrial radio is a very powerful
Oh yeah,
tool, but there's nobody home. There
yeah.
ain't no DJs anymore.
Nope.
There's nobody going, hey man, check this out.
Yep.
It's so that whole aspect is gone and
Yeah,
missed,
yeah,
and it's a side of everything that nobody wants to really talk about, or they say, "Oh, don't talk about that, man. That's just negative shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's reality. That's what we deal with." I mean, I don't know how, I guess if I was young and starting out, I'd figure out how to make it work, but I guess all you really have are Facebook and all that stuff,
yeah.
and then build um, and just build a live audience that way. I guess.
It's
I
tough.
mean, I really don't know because I don't spend any time on that stuff.
Yeah,
I,
good for you. It's
so
unhealthy.
I'm just old. I'm an analog man in a digital world.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfectly put for sure. You're in Hawaii right now, right?
Yeah,
And I mean, you're a nomad of sorts. You've gone from place to place in your life. You've lived all over. Um, is there a place that you are most inspired by musically? The one that you know just brings out songwriting or playing for you?
really.
No. Yeah.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah. That's great. I love
It could
that.
be anywhere. I'm just, I mean, I've always, ever since I was kind of young, I've always been of the mind. I'm just passing through. I'm just,
It it's wow.
I'm
It
just passing through, and I have a certain amount of time here, and and yes, I've lived in a lot of different places,
yeah,
um, and learned over the years to not get to especially materially. I'm not really attached to anything.
yeah, yeah. That's
So let
that's
things go.
yeah.
So
That
so
is
for
great.
me, it's not really any. It, musically, it just is. It's a moment. See, there's something happens. I mean, I have my basic, my real home, which is where we're leaving tomorrow, or rather on Saturday to go back to. Is I live in northern Nevada,
Yeah.
in the Sierra, just in the Sierra, just below the Sierra Mountains,
Hmm.
by Lake Tahoe, and I have a little studio there. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where that's kind of where it's all going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to be there for the
Yeah.
next few years
Yeah.
until I,
Yeah.
take the big, goodbye. That'll be it. Okay. So
It's great to see you in your happy place and being where you want to be and I that's so appreciate you talk about Chicago in the book, and I've spent most of my life here just outside of Chicago, and you mention all these Kingston mines and Gibsons
oh
and
yeah, yeah,
charred Polish, it's that's so important to us here in Chicago. We love those things about this city. So it was great to hear that you appreciated all of those places that you lived in too, and you actually explored and lived there. Not
yeah,
just
yeah.
resided there, but actually lived there.
Oh yeah.
Really,
No, I lived in Chicago for 14 years.
yeah, yeah, wonderful. I grew up I'm right by Lakeshore Drive, so I know you were right on Lakeshore Drive. So yeah, but you lived there, which
Yeah,
I really appreciated.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
Loved
was,
it.
yeah, that was great. Dave, I hope you can come back this way. It would be
I
great.
will. I'm sure I'll be back there one more time.
That would be great. That would be great. I can't wait to see you. Take care of yourself. This has been such an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the road.
All
You
right.
take care of yourself and feel good and healthy, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Get
All
a
right.
chart Polish. All
Yes, absolutely. That would be wonderful.
right, man. Thank
Okay,
you.
take care. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.